If you're a gamer, if you're a live streamer, if you are a content creator, or if you are a data center manager, you are definitely in tune with AMD's new processors lineup. AMD has taken the processor market by storm. And today on BW Tech Talks, we have Mr. Vinay Sinha, Managing Director Sales for AMD India. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks a lot, Siddharth. Thanks for having us. And would prefer it, across the face, but something is better than nothing. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir. So let's begin this conversation with the COVID pandemic. In 2020, we saw a lot of companies facing a lot of hardships, but at the same time, technology companies were right in the forefront. They were called essential. They were actually addressing everybody's problems. But there were challenges. So I would like to understand, how was it for AMD India during the lockdown, during the whole 2020?
It has been such an unprecedented year, 2020, the pandemic and all the challenges that were thrown at us. No different from other companies or other businesses. We were impacted. We from overnight, we literally had to cut down and work from home. Something in sales we are so not used to. But we kind of quickly adapted ourselves and said, well, this is the new normal and this is how we need to go about stuff. And, rest is sweet history. The good part, the silver lining, if I may say so, was the fact that because of the work from home and the complete lockdown, the IT sector kind of did well across. And we were no different. We kind of leveraged that, and we had a phenomenal year. The very fact that one PC per family just got converted to one PC per person of the family kind of had the demand going through the roof. And we were literally, by the fag end of 2020, we were scrapping for so much as much as we could do with the OEMs and the ODMs to get the access devices on the hands of the consumer as well as commercial. Similarly, things started to happen on the commercial side, where a lot of the big Indian corporates as well as the multinationals started to enable their workers to work from home. And there was a huge impetus on from desktops to notebooks, laptops. And again, we were part of the revolution, and we did well with some of our OEM friends across. So, like my boss says, it was relatively a better time to be in the IT world this year. So it worked well for us, but it was challenging because, like I said, the whole mindset, whole work from home, like I was sharing with you, there have been so many discussions that have got photobombed with my pet or my kids or all of that. But we kind of got used to that, and we extended all support possible because India AMD is literally more than a 20-year entity, and we got 2,000 plus engineers working between Bangalore and Hyderabad alongside sales. So we had to make sure that those are well taken care, because those some functionalities does not only impact the India outlook but as well as the worldwide. So we did what we could, and I think the worst is over now, and we're now creating for things to get back to normal.
In the past, AMD was treated as a budget processor. Somebody who could not afford a higher-end Intel could actually go for an AMD. But now it's totally different. It's a total U-turn. People are going for AMD Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7, everything. So how has this situation been for you in terms of sales?
Yeah, great question. Thanks, Siddharth. So, let me give you a small background on where we are at AMD. On the semiconductor industry, there are only two companies which make processors by and large on the x86, which is Intel as well as us. And then there are only two companies which makes GPU. Now, on the CPU side, we have clearly taken the leadership position on the nanometer. For the first time, we are far ahead of the semiconductor technology as per se, with a 7 nanometer and getting strong. That has enabled us to lead on the performance perspective, and has been so widely accepted and acclaimed by our customers, commercial, consumer, across the spectrum. So with that kind of background, with the state-of-the-art products that we have come in across CPU, GPU, it has been far more easier to penetrate and get the acceptability levels way up there. Has been no different for us for AMD India. AMD India has been a big focus area for AMD worldwide. The fact that we were carved out of the APG geography as a dedicated fifth mega region of the world, just so we could get in more resources and focus into this beautiful country of ours. And that's kind of worked very well. This happened in 2019, and we have done extremely well with the kind of focus approach that we're getting and support we're getting from the mothership. So 2020, again, with the technology leadership that we have and with the products that we launched in 2020, and the acceptability across the three verticals, which is component, consumer, and commercial for India, we grew market share across these three verticals. Commercial has been a mainstay. We're doing extremely well on the commercial side, which is the business that we do with the public sector, manufacturing, globals, the institutional buying. We've been pretty strong, and we kind of gained 4 to 5 points Y on Y of market share. Consumer, another great story. Like I said, work from home, play from home, all of that education, virtual education bit has helped us, a lot of these verticals and students and consumers to start taking the AMD-based laptops. And we again gained a huge market share from the competition Y on Y. And on the DIY, which is the component channel side, we have taken the leadership position. In fact, Q4 results are out, and IDC, if I may quote, on the desktop bit, we are 54% of the market. So that's clearly about 10 to 11 points of gain of market share Y on Y. So all three verticals, which is consumer, commercial, component, we've done extremely well. And if I may develop on second, on the commercial side of business, outside the commercial clients, we started to make huge inroads into the data center, which is the EPIC, the server data center product that we have. And Q4 still yet to be out, but Q3 we exited 80%. We were 2% somewhere in 2019, and doing an 80% market in Q3 as per IDC is pretty phenomenal. So all four verticals, huge gains across market share, huge amount of acceptability, and again, a big thank you to all the endorsement that we've gone across the customers and the consumers. So a great story overall for India AMD, and it provides a good segue for 2021 with the momentum and behind us. I think we will only grow from it.
So now with so much demand in the market and semiconductor shortage, how are you handling the supplies and the logistics here?
It has been challenging, and the fact that possibly is the understatement, because no one, when I say no one actually forecasted this kind of unprecedented demand in the pandemic. If you go by what Q1, Q2 20 was and what the H2 was, it's a wide, huge difference. So we did our part. We have gone ahead and we ramped up and just supplying as much. And you would have seen worldwide, if you look at the worldwide annual report that Dr. Lisa Sook shared in the quarter 4, we kind of grew 45% Y on Y from 19 to 20. We added more than 3 billion plus of revenue and expanded gross margins. So this cannot be done if we have not increased the capacity. We've done all of that. I think the issues are more widespread. It's more to do with the demand. And we kind of have catered to so much of that in 2020. And we expect that this trend would somewhat continue in 2021. And we are going to be up to it to ensure that all our partners are as much, given the support from our end as much as they will.
Right, so now we spoke about playing from home or gaming from home. Now gaming is really taking off in India. People are heavily into gaming. Even I have bought a PS5. So now I want to understand, what are the growth drivers from AMD's point of view in gaming?
Okay, let me just break this up into two parts, Siddharth. That's a great question. One is the overall gaming scenario for India, and of course on how AMD is catering to it. The first part, India is possibly the youngest country in the world. We got the millennials up there. We got huge amount of focus on a young population, and which means it is a natural adoption for gaming. Youngsters, and pandemic is kind of brought it forward. It's kind of acted as a catalyst for the adoption of gaming. This is the fastest growing vertical in consumer, and I see that this will continue at record CAGR over the next 3 to 4, 5 years before we start to catch up with the more mature markets like China and US, which brings about a huge opportunity for AMD. Now, AMD gaming is natural. Like I said earlier, that we are the ones that mix CPU and GPU both, which is the most critical ingredient of any gaming gig that you would have, right? And good to know that you're using a PS5, and as you would know, that it is driven by the AMD technology on the GPU CPU side as well as the Xbox. So like I said, gaming is a natural disposition to us. We have kind of taken a leadership position on gaming by the array of launches that we've had, both in the CPU and GPU part last year. Recently, we launched the 5000 series at CES. We are bringing literally the desktop kind of performance on the notebook fronts, and we are geared beautifully. We're partnering extremely well with all our OEMs, HP, Dell, Lenovo, MSI, ASUS, Acer. On the gaming options that we have, we will have more than 150 design wins between commercial and gaming as well as consumer this year on the Zen architecture. So it's a great story on gaming. With this new architecture, we are able to bring in high-end graphic performance as well as a very robust battery life, which is so much required for a serious gaming. On the DIY, which is again, like I said, shared with you, we've already taken a leadership position. There is a huge amount of maturity which is coming into the Indian gaming fraternity. There is a continuous evolution where you have the casual gamers moving into more professional side. We have the non-gamers or the mobile gamers coming into the the casual gamers or the notebook gaming, and so on and so forth. And you will see us being present in this very critical market with all the strategy and all the impetus that is required. So as you move forward, look out for more from the AMD design wins across OEMs. I think we won't disappoint you for sure.
So now coming to data center. Now, data center is an important part of your portfolio. Now, data center has some challenges as well, like legacy systems are there. There are some mindset which are like we are using this particular processor or system for these many years. So what kind of challenges are there that you are facing, and what are the opportunities that you see in data center business?
You said it. The data centers are not the fly-by-night commercial client, because there's so much of investment that has gone into it, and you just can't afford to go wrong on that. But the good news or the better news is that after we launched the EPIC processors, again based on Zen architecture, the adoption has been very overwhelming. And I talk from the global standpoint, mega data centers as well as the India large corporates, data centers, cloud providers, all of that. And that's one of the reasons that we've gained so much. So as you saw in Q3, we were nearly from absolutely 0 to 40-80% of market share, and we'll continue to bring a lot of focus in. The challenges are, as you get into the different vertical systems, where you have enterprise, you have telcos, you have high performance computing. Challenges are very varied, very vertical driven, because you would need ISV certifications for each one of those. You surely would want to do proof of concept with some of these verticals, so they kind of use and abuse their applications, and they are like up and running on those. And then of course there will be high performance computing, which is pure play performance oriented, and if we can get so much of speed and feed into that. We are catering to all of them. It's a slow ramp relatively, because you need to go through the whole rigmarole of testing and all of that. So each vertical we are attacking, the focus of course being on high performance as well as enterprise. By the sheer technology leadership is making it easier for acceptability between the customers. But like you said, there are challenges which we are catering to. I think it's more so for testing and trying before putting into the main data centers, and I think we are up to that, and we're beginning to really make a presence. But of course, it is a key focus area for AMD worldwide as well as in India. We are deploying a lot of additional resources on the server side, and you will see us a force to reckon with as we get more into the 2021-22 timeframe.
Great. So now we spoke about personal computing, we spoke about gaming, and we also spoke about data centers. Now coming to mobile processors, there is a recent news about AMD collaborating with Samsung for their new processor Exynos. Would you have anything to say about this?
It has been, yeah, a little bit for sure. It is a marquee strategic, inking of with Samsung, where we are providing our ultra low processor technology based on the RDNA architecture for the new processor. It's going to be a long-term one. Like I said, it's very strategic in nature, and it was good to see Samsung understanding the true value that we bring to them. And again, it's going to be a very long term. We've seen some of the consoles that we have. We have a good amount of business on that. We know this business very well. And when we bring something out which is kind of a complementary thing to large OEMs like Samsung, it really helps. So you'll see us playing a much more critical, important role as the contract says. And let's see and wait for more on this one.
So now PM Modi and the whole government is very focused on Atmanirbhar Bharat. They want India to be self-reliant, which is good. So I would like to understand AMD India's contribution to India. I mean, what is India contributing to AMD Global, and what is AMD's India presence, the engineering department here, the R&D department here, how is it contributing to the main company?
These initiatives by the government are most welcome. We've been talking to a lot of people in the government setup on how important it is on the self-dependent India as we move forward, and as we look at the whole ramp of internet penetration and more acceptability of products across the line. And I think these are some very good initiatives, and we are doing our part. We are doing our part alongside some of our strategic partners on how it can make an impact for Make in India, for India initiative being. So we are actively engaged with some strategic partners, and you will see as we go by in some time to come on some of the initiatives taking very concrete shapes. On the other part, AMD has been here for more than 2 decades. We kind of established the significance of India on the tech setup long term back, and we have had a very robust engineering technical support, which are involved with the complete 360 of building of the CPUs and GPUs for servers, clients across, which does mean designing, debugging, process orientation, SoC, the complete spectrum, which is getting done by 2,000 plus equally distributed in Bangalore and Hyderabad centers. And these are the products which kind of cater to the world requirements. So from the strategic standpoint, I think we saw pretty early in the importance of India, and I think we play a very significant role as we go into making products like not only for India and the subcontinent, but as much for the worldwide. And as we move forward, I am extremely sure that the importance and the significance will only grow from the India standpoint to their contribution to AMD India as well as worldwide.
That's great, sir. Sir, now there are only 2 companies which are making SoCs, Intel and AMD, and AMD has seen some really significant growth. It has actually been really significant. So now how well are you positioned to maintain this growth and actually take it further in India and globally?
India has been a very key cog for AMD worldwide, and that's the reason that we have a mega region, the fifth mega region outside Americas, Europe, China, and rest of EJ. Uh, that brings about a lot of focus, a lot of investments, a lot of resources, which kind of helps the cause. On the AMD India, I think we have had decent results to showcase. The fact that we have gained 5 straight points on clients Y on Y, and we've been growing for the last 3 years. It gives us a beautiful runway for us to execute even much better in 2021 and beyond. The fact that we have the technology leadership, the fact that we are going ahead and strategically lining up with all our OEMs and launching 150 plus design wins, which is unprecedented, and working on the AMD master brand as well as the marketing initiatives for within the country. I think all stars are aligned for us to only do better and better. It is You're right. At one point of time, we were considered just the budget one, but if you look at the product that we're bringing in, the Ryzen 5, 7, the 9s, the Threadripper, all of that is very gleefully accepted by across the spectrum customers, and we continue to see that kind of progress happening. 2020 was clearly an inflection point for us. We kind of consolidated, but the best is yet to come. I promise you that.
So my last question now, what is your strategy for 2021 and for all the AMD fans and who are looking forward to more stuff from AMD? What should they expect?
A big thank you for all the AMD fans, including you. It's good to hear that you're using one of our gigs. And like I said, the best is yet to come. You saw we had unprecedented growth in 20 worldwide as well as India. You will see all of you getting spoiled for choices on the OEM offerings across consumer as well as commercial products that we'll have from our partners. Gaming is going to be something that we are very serious about. It's kind of a paradox, serious gaming, but the fact is that we are going to be extremely robust on the gaming vertical per se, because like I said, it comes very naturally to us. And you will see again a huge amount of the technology advantages that we have had, bringing it down to your doorstep. From the commercial standpoint, again, we will bring you the latest and the greatest on the products from the HP, Lenovo, Asus, on how we can bring those advantages to you, and we'll continue to over-invest on data centers. Got to be in the heart of the customer. And if you're part of the data center, it becomes so much easier all across. So those are 3 or 4 focus areas that you think we will going. And we will be, of course, investing sizable resources on marketing. We are literally tripling on that front. And you'll see a lot of good stuff that we did in 2020, like, those videos from Rajkumar Rao and Tara Sutaria. You'll see it getting more profound in 2021 as we move in. So pretty much all across, I think we have a well-oiled engine. We have the backup and we have the support of consumer and commercial clients. I think it's only up to us to take it to the next level now.
Okay, sir. Thank you for talking to us. It was a great chat and we wish you all the best.
Thanks, Siddharth. Nice to talk to you guys, and see you soon.